Bob with Knives Town here. I'd like to do a review for you today on a knife that is become an icon in the knife world. And I'm talking about the Swiss Army knife, or the Victorinox knife. This is made by a company that has been in business for over 100 years. They've been producing these kinds of knives since 1897. So they are indeed the original multi-tool. The knife comes in a sleek silver box like this. This particular model that I'm looking at is the Swiss Champ, which is one of the higher end models in the Swiss Army knife line. I believe personally it's the best value for the money. It gives you the most tools for the best money buy. The knife comes with a pamphlet here that shows all of the different tools and implements that are available in the knife, and further information on the warranty and care of the knife and so forth. Knife comes in a box with a plastic cutout there to prevent it from rolling around during shipping. The knife is 3.5 inches wide, and it has it's a very decent weight. It's got 33 tools on it, so I'll try to move quickly here. Just starting at this end here with the blade portions. We've got a pen blade. That's the small blade for your smaller chores. And then we've got the large blade, which is about 3 inches long, and that's your main blade. The steel that is used here by Victorinox is a very high-grade stainless, mirror polished, and it reminds me of the True Sharp surgical steel that Case uses on their knives, if you're familiar with that. It's very similar to that. Then we have the metal file here, which is actually a metal saw. The top portion here is a metal saw, and then on this side is a coarse file, and on this side is a fine file. And I did grab a decking screw and just went to work on it just to see if what that would work like, and it took me about a minute, and I did get through that with that metal file, the metal saw. So it does work. That's just a standard decking screw. Next up is the wood saw. There you go. That's a very aggressive cutting pattern there, and that really does tear through wood very well. Then there is a combination tool. It is a ruler, or metric, I should say. 7 centimeters on this side and 3 inches on this side. This tool is a hook disgorger to feed down the fish's mouth and dislodge the hook. And then these ridges here are for scaling the fish. It's a fish scaler. Next up we have the scissors, and those do work very well. Do cut very well. Then we have the pliers, and I think this is the thickest, beefiest tool on the knife. It's a regular pliers and wire crimper. It has a crimper there below the pivot, and then it is also a wire cutter. If you can see in there is a wire cutter, and I have some. This is some regular picture frame wire, and it does cut that very easily. So that is the pliers. Then we have the Phillips Screwdriver, which is a full-size Phillips Screwdriver, and it can be used this way for leverage, or it can be used this way, conventionally. We have a magnifying lens here, which it does work very well. I'll see if I can get that for you. See that? That works well. I find it works best if you hold it up to your eye, and then like an eye loop, and then hold whatever you're looking at close under. It works very well that way. Then we have a full flathead screwdriver along with a cap lifter, and then that notch in there functions as a wire stripper. Puts a piece of wire in there and pull, and that will strip the wire off, the sheath off the wire. Then we have a can opener, which as you know hooks on the outside lip of the can down here, and then this part goes on the top part and you work your way around the can. And that's a small screwdriver at the tip there. On the other side, we've got a corkscrew, and inside the corkscrew is a clever little device here. It's a screwdriver for your eyeglasses. It's a tiny little eyeglass screwdriver, and it's shaped so that it fits inside the corkscrew. Very clever. Then there's a straight pin that pulls out of the knife handle right here. A straight pin right there. Fits in there. Right here is a chisel. And that is a real using chisel. That is a real working chisel. You can see that. See that really? That is a real using chisel. Next we have a small screwdriver. And then there is what's called a parcel hook. This is for carrying packages that perhaps have been tied up with string, and rather than the string running across your hand and cutting into your hand, simply hook this into the string and then you've got a nice handle for carrying those parcels. That's there. And then on here we have an awl reamer and with sewing eye. So that sewing eye there, you can use that's for some emergency field sewing, perhaps for patching a tent or a duffel bag or what have you. And then the leather punch here, or you could use that to put a new hole in your belt or whatever needs you may have. On this knife, of course, we have the standard toothpick there that slides into the knife handle. And then on this side we have the tweezers. Everybody's seen those probably. Tweezers. And then in this model we also have a ballpoint pen that comes out of the handle here, and it's very much just like writing with a pen refill, and that does write very well. There you can see that does write, and that will serve very well in an emergency, or if you need to take down someone's phone number and you don't have a pen handy, or if you need to take down a car license plate real quick, you don't have a pen, that'll work perfectly. It's really a well-made, top-quality kind of a tool, and I've used it for a million things, and I really believe that's a very fine product at a very good price. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again.